all about frog shortening. Good news! Lancelot and Granny have found a house. We all went to see it today. Even Mr. and Mrs. Tugg came along. I haven't mentioned them yet, haven't I? They're our next door neighbours. We used to be at war with them because Mr. Tugg was always complaining about my dad. However, ever since Granny and Lancelot got married, things have been a little more friendly. The thing is, Lancelot is Mr. Tugg's father. You'd never guess it. Not in a million years. I mean, Mr. Tugg is, I don't know, Mr. Normal, I suppose. He always does everything in just the right way. His garden is so neat and perfect, it looks like something cut right out of a magazine. You'd never think that he and Lancelot were father and son. I told you Lancelot's a Hell's Angel. He's got his hair in a ponytail, a large carrot tattooed on his left shoulder blade. I know that sounds a bit odd, but Lancelot used to be in the Navy. He was sent to Hong Kong, and while he was out there, he had his tattoo done. I asked for a parrot, he told me, but I don't think this tattoo man heard me properly. Anyhow, we went to see the house they were going to buy. We all met up outside, and the first thing that Mr. Tugg noticed was that Lancelot had a ring in one ear. He must have had his ear pierced earlier that afternoon. Mr. Tugg shuddered. Father, I wish you would be a bit more boring, suggested Lancelot. No, I was going to say respectable. Goodness knows what these people here will make of you. Mr. Tugg shook his head in despair. It's rather pretty, said Mrs. Tugg. No, it isn't. It's ridiculous, her husband shouted. My dad was delighted to see how upset Mr. Tugg was becoming, and he gave Gran a huge smile. At least you haven't got one, he observed. Granny pulled up the bottom of her jumper and tugged at her vest. There, what do you think of that? Granny had a ring through her belly button. Mum screamed and clutched her own tummy. Oh, how could you? That's really cool, Gran, I said. It's not cool at all, everyone else shouted. I mean my parents and the Tugg team. At that moment, the front door opened and the owners of the house peered out at us, wondering what on earth we were up to. Granny still had her jumper pulled halfway up her chest. Dad hastily leaped in front of her and beamed at the house owners. Hello, he cried. We've come to look at your house. Right, good afternoon. I'm Bernard Throgmorton and this is my wife, Thelma. Mrs. Throgmorton's head dipped and rose as she nodded. She reminded me of a stork, a very polite stork. She was tall and thin, with a sharp nose. Mr. Throgmorton stood in the doorway surveying us. He didn't seem to like the look of these two Hell's Angels. Are they with you? He asked Mr. Tugg, and the poor man gave an embarrassed nod. They better wait outside, snapped Mr. Throgmorton. They look smelly. Dad put on his most polite smile. Actually, they are the house buyers. This is my mother, and this is her husband. Lancelot is the father of Mr. Tugg here. That's not possible, snapped Bernard Throgmorton. I mean, look, they look awful. Lancelot strode to the front and whipped off his shades. He eyeballed Mr. Throgmorton. I've got a scar, he growled. Got it in a knife fight. The other geezer's dead. Lots of blood. Can we come in? Thank you. Bernard staggered back as Lancelot and Granny made their way into the hall. Dad followed. Bernard Throgmorton had gone white. Did he really he squeaked, and Dad nodded. Of course Lancelot doesn't have a scar, and he wouldn't hurt a tadpole, but it shook Bernard Frogshortener. That's what my dad called him after we got home. The house looked like it would be just the job. It had only 2 bedrooms, but it had a nice bit of garden and it was near us. Granny and Lancelot loved it, so now they're sorted out. I'm glad they've got somewhere to live and it's not far away. I shall miss them when they go. Mind you, I've always got Imelda for company, not to mention the baby when it arrives. Lucky me.